Hello and welcome back. So, we've been discussing a lot about the time value of money. We say money has a time value because economies have inflation, which is pretty much an unavoidable economic occurrence. But there's also a reason why money is said to have a time value, and that is, very simply put, money's ability to grow over time. So, for instance, if you keep some money in a bank savings account, your money will slowly grow as time goes by due to the interests you receive. Let me break this down for you in the most simplest way I know how. Let's say you deposit, uh, $1,000 in a bank account at an interest rate of 10%, right? So at the end of year one, you would earn $100 in returns. At the end of year two, another $100. So by the end of 2 years, the $1,000 that you deposited would now have become $1,200. In other words, your $1,000 was able to grow by $200. Another way of putting this is the $1,200 is a future value of the $1,000 when the interest rate is 10% and when the money is kept for a time span of 2 years. Now, when we calculated the annual interest on the original $1,000, or what is in technical terms called the principal amount, we were calculating simple interest. But when investing, interest more often is a bit more compounded, which means interest is calculated on the original investment amount and any accumulated interest from the previous earning period as well. So instead of simple interest, if the bank offers a 10% compound interest on your deposit in the first year, you will earn $100, whereas in the second year, you will earn 10% on the $110, which includes your deposit amount of the $1,000, plus the $100 you earned in the first year. So the interest you earn in the second year would be $110. So with a compound interest rate of 10%, the future value of your $1,000 is now $1,210 in 2 years, which is actually a lot more profitable if earnings were calculated through simple interest. If you want to calculate the future value of a certain investment amount with compound interest rates, you don't have to take too much time to calculate that year by year. Besides, when you make investments in the real world, you will tend to add a specific amount on a periodic basis, which basically means if you deposit $1,000 into a bank account, you might not just leave it at that. You might be depositing more money or withdrawing more money. Let's say $100 a year, right? So with all this, how can you calculate the future value? Mathematically, this is the formula you should use. But since we all would rather not deal with formulas, we can simply use the online calculator like calculator.net, where all we need to do is just enter the values and run the calculations. So let's say you're going to deposit $1,000 for 10 years at an interest rate of 13%, and also periodically make deposits of $100 annually as well. To find out the future value of this investment plan, you simply go and enter 10 under number of periods, 1,000 as the starting amount or present value, 13 under interest rates, and $100 under periodic deposits. Also, before you run the calculation, just determine when exactly you plan to make the deposits. If it's at the start of the year or if it's at the end of the year. And for this, let's just say end of the year. Now, when you click calculate, the website generates you a detailed result with breakdowns of your investments and interests. And if you scroll down, details of your yearly schedules are shown as well. Just remember to enter the frequency of interest payments under the number of periods and adjust the inflation rate accordingly. as well. I mean, for example, in the same scenario we just discussed, if 13% annual interest is going to be paid biannually, which means every 6 months you will make, or you receive rather, payments 20 times in those 10 years. And if the interest rate is 13% per annum, it's going to be 6.5% for 6 months. These are details you will be able, or you'll have to be a bit more cautious about when you're trying to make calculations on this website. So understanding the future value of present money is very important when you invest. Actually, it is so important when you make life decisions like which job salary pays better, or which loan asks for a low interest rate. It also helps you predict with varying degrees of accuracy just how much profit can be made if money is invested in different investment options. That will help you compare several different investment options and choose out of all this which one is the best one for you.